Hello, everyone. This is Melissa Murray again from Houston, Texas. I am a third degree high priestess from the Black Forest tradition, and I wanted to follow up with my response to Ruth Barrett's letter, as well as just give some thoughts after I've meditated on the issue and comments that have been made and kind of the fallout that is progressing from this. And I did reach out to Ruth in an email. I won't share what we talked about, but definitely, we are in dialogue, and I think that's important for people to know. We're still talking, and I don't hate Ruth. I don't espouse hate or bigotry from anyone, and I definitely don't want anyone to have to feel like they're taking sides or to feel like they have to make threats. And when people don't feel safe or um, are not feeling like they can say what they feel is their truth without being hurt, um, then we have to stop and pause and kind of look at the situation. The issue in my response to Ruth's letter was about bigotry and saying one thing at PSG and then what I felt like she was doing something else. And then what has happened from that with Devin and talking about the issues that have happened in the modern witch online. I believe that this is all just checks and balances, and it's not meant as a personal attack. It's not meant as a way to degrade or to take away from anyone. But in checks and balances, when someone is saying that they're going to do something and then they do something else, then it's up to us as a community to say, hey, what's going on here, and also, to say, hey, if I don't feel like this is right, or my boundaries are being violated, or something that I thought was happening isn't happening, then I need to call it out. And it's not being hateful, it's not attacking anyone, it's having a dialogue and talking. Do I feel strongly about these issues? Absolutely. Do I feel like they're clear cut? Absolutely. But that doesn't mean that I'm necessarily right. And we know that in this issue, that there are no easy answers, and definitely the questions that are being asked are not easy questions. When we are hurting each other, lashing out in pain, and dividing ourselves into little groups, then patriarchy wins with the hate and anger that is created from this. And we do lash out when we're in pain. There was a cat when I was younger that got hit in the street, and when I was trying to move him out of the street, he was striking at me and trying to tear me to shreds, and I was just trying to help him so that he wouldn't get hit by a car. He didn't know anything. He was in pain. I was trying to help him, but he was so hurt that he couldn't discern one from the other. And I think a lot of times we get hurt and then we lash out and we want other people to hurt as well. And I was meditating on this, looking at some comments, and I heard my grandmother's voice. This is my grandmother right there. And then there's another picture of her. She's older, and a lot of the women, her mother is right here on both sides, and my grandma Viney, and a lot of women ancestors as well as male ancestors that I work and venerate and listen to. And she told me that there was another way to turn the other cheek. And when people are lashing out and saying hurtful, hateful things, as a Christian, her philosophy was to follow Christ's example and to turn the other cheek. And I can't help but see the wisdom in that. And she reminded me when I was meditating on this, I heard her clear as day, that to turn the other cheek and to love those who are trying to hurt you or to try to discriminate against you or to treat you different will make a difference, and it's very powerful. Um, Again, I have to say that I don't hate Ruth. I'm talking to Ruth. I will circle with Ruth, and I will continue to circle with anyone, whether they consider me a woman or not. I don't really care how people define me. I define myself. And that is important. That's what I've gotten as a feminist and as a woman and as an activist. And when people try to define me, I try to educate them, but remind them that I will define myself and that that is my power. And when I let other people define me, that I'm handing that power over, as well as us all. You know, we hand that power over when we give into the anger and to the spiteful comments and the hurtful things that people are doing. So I would just ask that as this dialogue continues, to not hand your power over and to take a moment, take a deep breath. If you're sitting there and getting ready to write a post on Facebook or an email or a letter or even a vlog, just stop, maybe wait, read it aloud, reflect on what you've written and how you feel, and if your words and your feelings are truly in line with what you feel and your spiritual ethics. And if you do feel that they are, then go ahead and post it. But if you find that they're not in line with your ethics or that you were just lashing out in pain, I would suggest that you edit it or, you know, even burn it. We are pagans. We do rituals. This is what we do. Release it. Get it out. Because when you release the pain and you release this, then progress can happen. I want to remind people again that from my perspective, and I'm only one person, that I believe that transgendered women and men are identifying themselves and that we are men and women as we self-identify, and that as a woman who was born this way and who has suffered at almost getting raped, and I've been sexually assaulted, I've suffered from not feeling safe and needing a space to heal. And some of us have penis aversion, just like these other women, which I will talk about in a separate post, transgender and feminism. But I feel all these things too. And feeling these things and experiencing these things is in direct alignment with what I think that this women's space is about. And the argument can be made, but you know, I need a space to heal and I need a space to be safe. And I think that all women are entitled to that right, and all women are entitled to being in a place where they can be open and vulnerable and heal. I want to talk a little bit about feminism, and as a history major, I'm getting my bachelor's degree. I've got 3 more classes. You know, feminism has changed. Gloria Steinem, when she came out and really started the feminist movement, she was a privileged white woman, and she didn't intend to have all these women of color and trans women and butch women and everybody jumping on. She was a white privileged woman, and it wasn't until people said, hey, I am a woman too, and I deserve these rights, and hey, this is not right. And there were many radical activists who did things that forced their viewpoints into the feminist movement, and they got added into it. But you know, the feminist movement has evolved, and so I think that as we move forward and the feminist movement evolves and includes and recognizes that transgender women as a whole, as a feminist movement, recognizes that transgender women are just women too, different women, and empowers them like they empower the butch women and the women who are transgendered and live as men or act as men or dress as men, then we will be better off and we will be stronger, and we will truly progress. But, you know, until, you know, the feminist movement added women of color and butch women and femme women back into the feminist movement, they were lacking. And, you know, they've only been stronger because of this. I just really want to say thank you right now for listening to this vlog and for continuing the dialogue. I know that growth is inevitable, but growth hurts, and we need to keep this in mind, that that growth hurts, but as a nature religion and as we look to nature, we see that growth is inevitable. And so just keep that in mind and hold that to your heart as we move forward and continue this dialogue. Again, if you have comments, please send them to me. My email is melissa281@gmail.com, or you can hit me up on Facebook and post on Facebook. If you feel strongly about one way or another, please, again, take a moment, take a breath, reevaluate, read it out loud before you send it, but then send it. And maybe we can go through some more dialogue and some more processing and make some more progress about this issue and in our community. And we'll only be stronger for it. I love you all, and I hope that you truly feel where I'm coming from and that I'm speaking from my heart. Blessed be everybody, and may love and may the way of the goddess win out.